This tutorial is going to help you set up a class using a class link and a nickname so that students do not need to use any email address or personal identifying information. This is going to be really good for Deer Meadow, Ridpath, and TZ, as well as any other spaces where the students do not have access to an email account. So I'm assuming that you have created your own educator's account. If you need help with that, please see the online tutorials that are available. But here is my account, and you can see I am an educator account because I have classes. You're going to click on classes and create a new class. Okay, I'm going to give it TZ Test 2. I did a TZ test so I could practice, make sure it's going to work well. So I'm going to give it some name. You might give it period 1, period 2, whatever name is going to be most organized for you. You select the grade, select the TZ grades here, and select subjects. Again, doesn't really matter, but I'm going to select the STEM and computer science work that will be done in this space. We do want to keep the safe mode setting on so that students don't go places we don't want them to go. So keep that on. Now create the class. So this is what it will now look like, and you have opportunities to add students. Okay, now what I would do is I would create a spreadsheet that you can download from Skyward or from Canvas. And you'll need to manipulate it a little bit. So I've got an Excel spreadsheet that I've already created. I'm going to show you what you'll need to do to be able to make this work most efficiently. Okay, so the way it's going to work so that you don't require students to have any email account or other accounts to sign in with. You need to create a column, just one column, that has information that is going to be effective for you in managing this. Okay, so just as an example, you don't have to do what I'm about to do, but whatever you do, you want to make sure the results are easy for you to manage, including helping students log in so that if they forget their login credentials. Okay, so I'm going to name each student. So if I had 4 students in my class, I'm going to create this column with the first name, space, last initial, and some numeric code that would be difficult for classmates to know. A good one would be like a lunch number. The kids all know their lunch number, and so doing it like that. Here, I'm going to just correct those and do it just to be consistent. And again, it doesn't really matter what you do here, but however you do it, and you'll see in a second, is going to affect the login ability of the student. So I'm having, again, I'm choosing Amy, Billy, Cynthia, David, and then last initials, and I've just come up with a 4-digit lunch code, fake lunch code. Now, I might save that later, but it's not terribly important because when we get to add students here, back on the Tinkercad, I can paste a list of students, okay? And now I'm going to go and I'm going to copy these names, just Control C, move that out of the way, click here, do Control V, and then I'm going to add 4 students. Okay, now here's why you can see why I chose to name my, give the students names the way I did. So the names come in as I wrote them. The information that's going to be important for the student, this would be their login information. So this is nice. A student should be able to remember this. It's their first name, last initial, and their lunch number. And so this automatically did it for me. I don't need to worry about it. Now, had you done something different, like you wrote a full name here, it's just going to combine those together here. So that's all it does here. So you just need to know whatever you do here, it's just going to combine it here. Now, if you don't like that, you want the real names and some other log information, well, you can do it. It's just going to be one by one. So, for example, I can add another one, Evan Evans, and then give the nickname here, and I can say, you know, EE 5678. Okay, that could be the nickname. I can save the changes. So I'm going to go back to class. Now I have Evan Evans. That makes a lot more sense looking here, and that's a decent login information I can give to them that they can remember easily, but I'm going to have to type that in one at a time, and that's going to be a pain. So I would, you know, you can choose whichever way. I think this way is going to be the fastest, the first way I did it. So once you have that, let's just go ahead and remember this Amy A1234. Okay, so let's pretend that's my student. How do I help them? Get into the course? So what you can do is you can share this link, and basically this is the code. Okay, now I'm going to copy that link, but you could also copy the code. So you might project this. You can project this onto the whiteboard, and students can type it in, but they first need to be at a specific website, which I'm going to show you. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy this link. I'm going to go to my personal website, or my personal account, so it's not conflicting with my teacher account. And I'm just going to do Control V here, okay? And so since they won't have an ability for you, well, I guess you could share that link via Canvas. You could share it in, I guess, just in Canvas or in a Google Classroom. So you could share that link, so that all they have to do is click on that link. That might be useful, but otherwise they'll need to type in www.tinkercad.com/join-class/ and then this code. Okay, so that was those digits that they saw on the previous screen. Okay, so that's going to be something you're going to have to somehow have them be able to type this whole thing out. Again, you could create that link and copy it and paste it into some clickable link in Canvas or Google Classroom. But once they have that and they put it in their browser, you might invite them to bookmark it, and so they can just get to it by clicking here if they wanted to. And this is where we can avoid the whole email username type thing. They can just click on join with a nickname, and here I'm going to type in Amy A1234. You know, that's the thing you keep on record in an Excel sheet somewhere. That's the thing that they have to use. It doesn't require any email account. You say that's me. Let me get into it. Now Amy A1234 has access to all the equipment. If you go to her classes, that they can go just here. Now you can actually create activities for them to do in here. That would be in a different tutorial that I can create. And if you have any questions, there's lots of online tutorials on how to create activities in a classroom, how to use classrooms in Tinkercad, what are examples of effective use. Lots of good stuff out there. But in the basic sense, they can start just creating. So they can go down here and create a design, and you can teach them how to do it. Don't forget to have them change the name. That one gets a little frustrating down the end if you don't. But that's also a different tutorial. So that is how you can get your classes set up to be able to have access to Tinkercad without the difficulty of no email addresses.